All right, I wanted to do one more video just to quickly talk about preparation for sitting with plant medicine, or especially ayahuasca, and also what I do when the ceremony starts and you go and drink, and before it kicks in. It's an interesting 20-30 minutes or sometimes longer. So I'm just going to share a little bit about what I do. So first of all, getting ready for ayahuasca, you will need to get off any kind of medication, any kind of drugs, especially antidepressants, because there's a serotonin and other chemical conflict with ayahuasca. You can Google it and you'll find the chemical information. For me, it was about cutting out cannabis at least 4 weeks before. I went 8 weeks I stopped at 8 weeks doing it regularly. And then a couple times I smoked a little bit just to, why not? But in general, it was 8 weeks. And then I cut out caffeine about 6 weeks before. Some people drink coffee here at Rythmia. They still serve, they're less strict with the dieta. But the way I see it is the dieta is a way to tell Mother Ayahuasca that you're really committed and to start doing the work ahead of time and to stop relying on some of the vices that we use on a day-to-day basis. And then 2 weeks prior, for 14 days, that's when I switched to the full dieta. So all dairy, cut out any kind of processed food, all sugars, including like honey, agave, cane syrup, whatever. Cut out salts, except for some pink Himalayan salt you can keep using. Cut out all oils, except for a bit of olive oil or coconut oil to cook. Some fruits like pineapple and mango you're not supposed to have, although I kept having a little bit of pineapple. No cold fizzy drinks. I'll drop a link in the video to a pretty comprehensive list in case you're in the midst of doing this or getting ready to do it. And this makes it very challenging. First of all, going to a restaurant, forget it. It's very difficult. You're not going to find anything that doesn't have any of this. And then the other challenging part is that you realize how much we lean into food and we rely on food to get little dopamine hits, and maybe sometimes to distract ourselves from some emotion that's sitting there. And you can't anymore just like grab whatever you want because you almost can't have anything. Shopping at the grocery store is difficult because you look at the labels and you're like, oh, no, this has chemicals, this has chemicals, this has canola oil, this has corn syrup, this has that. But it's good, it brings awareness to all of these things. So the diet just starts consisting of a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables that are steamed or broiled, on top of rice, on top of quinoa. What I did is I just got a shit ton of veggies and I prepared them and had a big Tupperware that was ready to go, so I didn't have to think about it on a daily basis. In the mornings, I would have banana oatmeal pancakes, so mashed bananas, an egg or two in there, throw some oatmeals, add a little bit of flaxseed, not oatmeal, but add oats. Rolled oats, and they make delicious pancakes. So I had a lot of those. After 14 days though, like the food becomes so repetitive, and that was... All right, my apologies. My roommate walked in and then I got cut off and then had to go have breakfast and go to closing group. So I got interrupted. My microphone situation is getting more ghetto by the minute, so it's time to wrap up these videos. I was talking about the diet, so that was definitely the hard part. The other part of the dieta is to our spiritual practice and just trying to start tuning inwards a little bit more. I did a 28-day mantra practice. I'll be honest, I did struggle to bring it all the way up to the last week or 10 days, but I did keep up with daily meditation, daily breath work, and those are tools that I think everyone should be using daily. For the breath work, what I do is a very simple 5-6 minute practice. It's from Awaken, and it consists of 10 inhales and exhales, like deep to belly, chest, out, and do that 10 times, then hold your breath for 10 seconds on empty. Then same thing 20 times, 20 in, 20 out, hold for 20 seconds, and then 30 in, 30 out, hold for 30 seconds. And that takes just 5 or 6 minutes to do, and a great way to just energize yourself with breath. So spiritual practice, a lot of journaling that I did do for pretty much the whole month leading up to Rythmia, and then try cutting out any kind of media, so social media, mainstream news media, You want to try to go in with a clean mind and a clean vessel. So then, day of ceremony, what I did here this week, first of all, in terms of eating, I only ate breakfast on the days of ceremony. I skipped my lunches, except maybe one time I think I had a green salad to add a little bit of nutrients in my body. And that's important too. Psychedelics in general work better on an empty stomach. You don't want to have all this like dense heaviness in your body, which is your vessel to access the spiritual realms. So I skipped my lunches. I also would jump into the ice bath here at Rythmia, which I'm super grateful that they have now, just for 4 or 5 minutes, just before getting ready for ceremony. And ice baths are a great way to challenge your mind and to work through some fears. And so doing that before an ayahuasca ceremony, super powerful and allows you to go in with a sharp mindset. So do that, get ready, and then when it was time to drink, after drinking the first cup, I would always go to my mat and sit in a very straight position. You want to allow the medicine to go deeper into your body. If you lie down, you might start feeling nauseous a lot sooner. So I would sit there for 20-30 minutes until I would start feeling tingling heaviness like in my head, and then I was like, okay, it's time to lie down. And while I was waiting, a few things that I would say. The first one is, which one of my mentors taught me, is to speak with Mother Ayahuasca. It's a interactive relationship, so you can have conversations, and that led me to just sit there and say, I trust you, I surrender, please be gentle. I did that last time I was here, I did that this time, and except for the one night where the purge was inevitable, I generally had a good transition into the DMT space. So that's one thing I would do. I also had this beaded bracelet. I would use my necklace if I had my mantra beads, but I lost them into the ocean a week ago. So I would sit there with these beads, and I would send love to different people. That's what I did on the first day. So I started by sending love to myself, think about them, take a deep breath, move to the next person. Okay, Davina, I send you love, blah, blah, blah. Say whatever I want to say, and then take a deep breath. Then Max, then Charlie, then friends, then other family, then other people I've come across. Maybe it was somebody in the room. And then at the end, I saved the last one for my dad since he passed away. And I thought of honoring him as well with my love and putting it at the end. I did that on the first day. On the second night, it was the ladies' night, so I did the same thing, but only with women to call in that feminine energy. On the third night, we're going into the intense Yahe ceremony, so I did it with teachers, honoring the teachers in my life. And then on the last night, I actually didn't send love to anyone, but I called in all of the things I wanted to call in for a peaceful ceremony. So trust, surrender, love, connection, peace, just anything that came to mind. I just go around, and it would take about 20 minutes or so to go around, and it would put my mind in a state of calm and love and just start me off on the ceremony on a good note. Then the journey would start, and all of that is in the other videos. One last thing. After ceremony, integration is so important. Spending more time meditating, yoga, eating well, taking time in nature as much as possible, not rushing back into things, allowing things to start shifting and honoring the process. And at the same time, there will be a return to old habits, to old patterns, to old mindsets. And the real medicine is to work my way out of those patterns and habits on my own without actually needing any medicine. And that's what the integration is. It's like a loopy spiral with a forward momentum. All right, I hope that this video was helpful, and much love.